What's good, everybody? Welcome to Moments with the Mobleys. It's your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.,
And it's his wife, Deirdra Mobley,
and we something like an ordinary couple.
with extraordinary purpose.
What's good, everybody? Patrons, PTs. I can call y'all PTs. No?
That's just one word. You took the PAT? That you're using the T
We can do
from
that.
out of the middle.
We can do.
Baby, you can do whatever you want to do.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
You
Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings.
You such a...
Hey, patrons. Hey, mob stars. Thank y'all for tuning in. Tuning in.
We got a continuation from last week of some of these questions. We didn't want to let them sit and idle because we wanted to give some answers, some suggested answers. So we gonna keep it pushing, and we not gonna waste no time today. We go ahead and jump into it. Mo,
Are we?
go ahead. You want to go ahead and start reading some of them?
Have
you read them yet?
I have. First and foremost, I want to share that I'm glad to have you back in the house.
So last week I took a little trip.
You glad to be back in the house?
I'm glad to be back in the house. I took a little trip to Ohio. Had to handle some business. Ohio, Kentucky, and Indianapolis. So I took a little trip, handling some business. And wifey here.
It was work related.
Yeah, she don't want to sleep in the bed. But I didn't know this. Last time I went out of town, she slept on the couch. But this time I kept saying, baby, go in the bed. I ain't gonna be able to sleep. I was like, well, you ain't sleeping on the couch. So, I mean, you need to try the bed. But she slept on the couch the entire time.
I laid on the couch the entire time.
Yeah. So
because sleep was not my best friend.
So when I got back home at 2:30 in the morning, she came scoop me up. I'm tired. And she tired, like she been on the trip with me.
Right. So from Wednesday morning, he left Wednesday morning. He got back Saturday morning at 2:30. And I legit, y'all, I had worked the whole time, worked from home that Friday. So I spent Wednesday and Thursday night here. And again, sleep was far from me.
And the crazy thing is, I went upstairs, took a shower. I was a little snacky, so she made me a sandwich. And then she came upstairs and she had a little snack, and then she literally lay down and went to sleep before I even got in the bed. I'm like, what? Okay. I ain't mad at you, baby.
But guess what? I'm not the only one. Because I read something that was saying that, some spouses, because they are literally so like spiritually intertwined with their spouse, like they literally cannot sleep if they're not in the bed. But then they were trying to give some tips on what you could do to kind of substitute the other spouse not being there. Like they suggested like a body pillow just to fill that space. Well, that ain't gonna work for me.
Ain't no body need to be in there.
They suggested a body pillow. Well, who said a body was gonna be in there?
I'm just saying.
Where you going? A body pillow you could get a body pillow. You could actually, some people actually go and sleep on the partners who's not in the bed
on the side,
on their side. Mm-hmm. They gave a couple more things. There's somebody was like one of the things said, what did it say? Since you can't sleep, just get up and prepare for your spouse to come back home.
Yeah.
So prepare for them to greet for them to come back home and stuff like that. But it was funny, y'all. But I did want to share that because I was so delirious. I was irritated and aggy at work, and I didn't like myself very much because I could feel it. I was not pleasant. But it's his fault. However, when I'm not home in the bed, he sleeps fine.
I sleep. But here's the funny thing.
Tell y'all?
But here's the funny thing about
me like
I sleep fine.
Him.
But we got a king size bed. So, but I still stay on my side as if she's in the bed. So I don't know what that's about. She done got me trained good. But I done tried by the biggest bed, California King. you can fit. I'll be on my side, she be right up under me, and then we can
I
fit probably
do.
about 3 more people in the bed. So
And I'm used to
that's
being
why I
up under
said.
you. And
That's what I said.
so
I'm not buying no bigger bed.
we
getting
are
a king.
intertwined
We are
spiritually,
intertwined.
Johnny. And I cannot help it that my spirit doesn't, my soul, my body does not rest if you're not there.
Well, that's comforting to me.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I want you to sleep though, but
Well, the next time I'm just gonna have to travel with you.
all right, we can make that happen.
Okay. Very nice. Or we'll be traveling for ourselves. Amen and amen.
All right, boo. Let's get to these questions.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for sending your questions in. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really
hope that
do.
we hope that what we give is it helps. We'll put it like that. It helps. What you drinking?
Cran apple juice mixed with watermelon lemonade. I was ready. Can you tell I was ready to say it? This is amazing. All watermelon lemonades aren't good. A lot of them taste
Where
watered
you
down.
get it from?
Publix.
Is it in our refrigerator?
Mm-hmm. It's Welch's watermelon lemonade.
Oh,
This is the most flavorful lemonade that I've tasted.
They got too much sugar in it.
I just got a little bit. I've been drinking water all day.
Okay.
I have been.
You might need to dilute that.
You my water?
You always trying to flip it. Y'all, I'm gonna
hurry up
She's
because
the
we're gonna
master.
sing at the end.
She's the
Me and
master
Johnny was
reader.
singing this morning, y'all. We were getting our water and stuff to take to work today, and he started singing Maverick City song, and so I harmonized with him, and we sounded pretty good, right, babe?
Well, I don't feel like I never sound
You don't
good.
ever feel like you sound good.
But when Deirdra sing with me, I feel like it takes the attention off my singing and puts it on
but
hers.
you held your note. You did.
So if I sing by myself,
And then
you'd be like this.
No.
What are you doing? And then when she sang with me, they be like, "Dude, you hear that noise? What is that noise?"
It turned out really good though. Yeah. Okay.
Well.
So listen. Okay, so I like reading the questions. I just want to tell y'all.
Did we do all the questions last week?
No, we had some left over.
So you don't want to go do that one? Do some of them?
We doing the one that was left over.
Oh, my bad. We did 3 of them last time?
Yeah.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something.
I sent it to you.
Y'all
Did
be
you
pouring y'all hard out in these things, boy.
Like
These
for
be like
real. And what we
short
don't want to do
stories.
is minimize the issues and the problems that y'all have.
No, absolutely not.
What we are coming to know, y'all, and it's becoming very evident and very clear. People are in marriages and they going through some stuff.
Yeah. And we was there one time.
Yeah.
So we get it.
Our situations may not be exactly the same.
But it's still marriages going through stuff.
Marriages going through stuff. And a lot, we appreciate y'all for sending questions. We appreciate y'all for reaching out. Even
and
though,
trusting
of course,
us. Yeah.
right, it's anonymous. But we appreciate y'all doing it mainly because y'all going through stuff. And y'all need to know that there is help and that there are answers and there are tools that you can use to get through these things because...
And one of the greatest things is that the question that you ask, there's somebody somewhere listening to this podcast that is listening to this answer that they just didn't know how to put it in question. So thank y'all for being courageous and sending the questions and trusting us. Although y'all don't put y'all name and stuff on it. So we
don't want your name. We don't have to have your name.
Sometimes
just give us the issue so we can give you
but
good sound advice.
You definitely can get a free consult. www.momentswiththemobleys.com. Just go right on in there. It'll see it. We got our prices, everything down there. But get a free consult. We got you.
But we'll discuss everything after that. You just get the free consult. See if y'all are for us. See if we for y'all.
Yeah.
Another thing, one more thing. We thank y'all. I thank y'all. I wasn't going to say that. I thank you. No, I don't thank you. Because you know why? Because you let me walk out of the house this morning with no earrings in my ear. I don't ever go to work.
Ever.
I was a little confused just a moment ago when I started this.
And
this is what I'm saying.
And now
I'm not confused no more.
And now she on the podcast with no earring. But I told you it didn't matter.
Right. But listen. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all better learn from this man because I had every intention. I had the ring on. I had the watch on. The earrings weren't where they normally are because I took them off.
Baby, why you not wearing your band?
Listen, baby, the earrings wasn't in the jewelry box where I normally put them at because I forgot to take them off. So I put them on the side of on the dresser on the side of the bed, and was supposed to grab them off. Didn't. Now I didn't even realize that I hadn't had the mirror down in the car in the truck on the way to work. Did not realize it. Y'all know when I realized it? Y'all said when? Okay. When I walked in the bathroom, maybe about an hour after I got to work. And I just lollygagged on in the bathroom. And I turned and looked in the mirror. And I said, oh my God. I walked out of the house with no earrings on. That's an abomination before the Lord. You don't, as a lady, you don't walk out of the house with your earrings on.
Well, baby, you know.
I know. However, and I used to have a pair of pearls in my wallet specifically for times if I ever, but I done took them out. So needless to say, this is what it was all day. And so when did I ask you about my earrings? Oh, at lunch. Because you came and picked me up.
You had to run some errands. So
yeah.
I can't pick you up and then you dropped me back off.
And I said, well, babe, so how did you let me leave home without earrings this morning? And your response was,
girl, you so beautiful, I ain't even noticed it. And she said, good answer.
Very, very good, sir. Very good answer.
Girl, you so beautiful that I ain't even noticed you.
Very good, sir. Very good.
And then she chuckled and did a little giggle. And she said, okay, you got that. You got that smooth.
You had it. However, here I am. We taping this episode without no earrings on. So there you have it.
You're still beautiful. Tell me why you don't wear the ring. So this is my high school graduation ring.
This is your high school graduation ring. And I love it. And I get a whole lot of compliments on this stone all the time. And I already told you this. We have to get the band fixed on my other ring. Remember?
On the new one? The one you got?
Yes.
Well,
how many times we go through this?
My band has been broke for 12 years.
Yeah.
And then I still wear mine.
Well, I pushed it together. We both need to get them repaired.
You need to get me a new one. This is the first ring she bought me when we got married. It's 30 plus years later, it's still the same ring. She done got, how many rings you done got? Don't look like you puzzled. How many rings you done got?
2. But the latest one, y'all know what happened to my first ring. But this ain't nothing about the question. We gonna get to the questions, y'all. This is gonna help somebody.
You had 3 rings?
No, I had 2.
You had the first one I bought you.
That's the first one, yeah.
And then the second one.
Okay, so it has been 3
that you pawned.
But I was getting ready to tell y'all about that.
I'm putting your business out there.
You are, but we it's gonna help somebody.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. I don't even know if it was somewhere between the 8th and 10th year of marriage. The first wedding band that Johnny bought me was from. He bought me. It was a cluster. Everybody was getting them.
Yeah.
And he bought it from a pawn shop. That's what he proposed to me with. And I wore that ring for a long time. But I think it was between year 8 and year 10, he upgraded me and got me a whole carat. And I wore that ring so proud. You couldn't tell me that Johnny just loved me more than sliced bread, y'all. And we literally, at this point, Johnny had moved from driving trucks into the office because the guy who was running the company literally gave us the company. And so, of course, that was a dream of ours, and we were excited, but we didn't realize that he was giving us his problems as well. And Johnny was working in the office and trying to keep things afloat. We were making thousands of dollars a week, but he had to pay out drivers and pay the one girl we had on staff and all these things. And then I had an outside job with the state, but me and my supervisor was acting crazy. And I told him, I said, I wanted to leave this job and I want to come work with you at the trucking company. And I did. And we worked together for legit, it was about a month or so before the war started. Remember? Yeah. And the larger trucking company that we were up under, they gave us the opportunity. They was like, we'll, help y'all until this time passes. But we gave it up because we had, at this point, all the owner operators parked their truck because the diesel.
The
Yeah,
diesel was so
the diesel
high.
was stupid high, and they weren't
Yeah.
making no money. They were paying out more, like they were, I think, just breaking even. I think, with the work and how much they had to pay for diesel. So long story short, we closed it down, and so for a month I remember I had left my state job to come work with him at our trucking company, and for a month, it was a solid month. We didn't have no unemployment coming in. We didn't have no nothing. We had no income coming in, none.
Did I stop
And
driving the truck?
you didn't get back in the truck because that's why you would have been an owner operator. Those other boys parked their trucks and went and got a job working for somebody.
That's right. David was driving the truck.
Yeah, but we didn't have jobs for a solid month. Like legit, did not. We're looking, but didn't have jobs for a solid month. And with no income coming in, our families supported us. I think that's when both of our cars got repossessed. Remember, one of them did, and the guy we had gotten cars from the buy here pay here. We had a van, and then we had a car from the same place, and they came and I think took the van, and then you weren't home at the time. And when you came home, I said, "Babe, go park the car around the corner, park it somewhere else because they came and towed the van." And the guy promised me, and I think you said you was gonna do that, and I said, "No, baby, you don't have to hide it." The guy promised me that he wasn't gonna come and take both our cars.
He came back the next morning.
He came back that night because when we got up that next morning, the other car was gone. Y'all, that was one of the worst times of our life. However, we ate good and lived well for that entire month.
And God provided.
Through our families and stuff like that or whatever. But I say that to say this, it was during that time that I pawned my ring. That ring was beautiful. And I pawned my ring.
And she told me that.
For $300 and something to pay the light bill.
And she told me that. And I don't even think I responded.
I didn't tell you right away because
you didn't.
I was mad at you about something, and so I didn't even tell you that we needed that money to pay the light bill.
I'm so glad that you have grown and matured.
I have.
You were so petty back then.
Oh, okay. As if you
petty.
wasn't.
He was petty. I was trying to be a great leader. And
he wasn't. He really wasn't.
Was just petty.
You really weren't. But I did. I pawned the ring, and I felt like I had to do what I needed to do because I didn't want to talk to him because I wasn't talking to him, but our light bill needed to get paid, and he didn't find out that I could have went back and got it because they always give you the option to come back and get it, but the time passed, and we didn't have the money for me to go back and get it, and shortly after that is when you was like, "Where's your ring?" And we was back on talking, and I told you what happened with it. And I cried. I cried for months after that.
When she told me about the ring, I think I just sat there. I was like, "Are you serious?"
That ring was beautiful.
And I felt like that was my fault because I've put my family in a place to where she felt like she had to do the ring, and then I was acting stupid, so she wasn't talking to me. So, it was.
But it is what it is. I just, hey. However, I do have another ring that I absolutely love. But again, the band popped, and we do need to get them fixed. And so, but I think the remedy for that is we just need new rings because we've celebrated 30 years.
Well, okay.
But I'll wait because you know what I want.
Yeah, but
okay.
Just saying, I'm rocking this. I'm rocking the.
But you saying my ring is not as old as your ring? Okay, I got you.
And none of your rings though. This the only wedding.
I said I got you.
I've ever had.
I said I got you.
You've attempted to get me some more. We done went and looked at some.
And I actually was gonna get you one maybe like a few months ago. Remember?
Yeah.
But they didn't have your size.
I mean, we could have.
That one was too small, I think.
Well, this one right here be trying to fall off my finger.
Cause you trying to be fine and stuff and losing weight and all that stuff.
I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to live.
I know, and I need you to live.
Yeah, and I had too many close encounters.
You're absolutely right.
I gotta live.
You're right.
These organs got to keep moving.
You're absolutely right. And I thank the Lord for you.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna get you another ring.
Hallelujah, Jesus. I want 5 carats. 6. 7 actually. for the 6 daughters and then you. So
I
I
only
want
birthed 5.
I want one in the middle that's gonna represent you, and then the other 6 around it.
You're absolutely lying. You don't even that's not even your taste.
I can dream.
The first
You are
question
something
says,
else.
because we done killed the first half of the
You are
stuff.
something else.
Well, I'm your something. I'm your something else.
Let me dream if I want to. Come on with the questions.
Well, we was loving each other just a minute ago, and now we not.
Just come on with the questions.
What happened to the love?
We'll get back there in a minute. We back.
All right.
I love you.
I love you more.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm a newlywed and not humping. What?
That's how the questions start? Come on, people with the realness.
It says, well, unfortunately, I'm a newlywed. I appreciate y'all realness.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I'm a newlywed and not humping, which means they're not having sex. Prior to getting married, the excuse for not having regular sex was a desire to not have premarital sex. Okay. Now that we're married, I still have to almost beg for sex when this is my husband. I've found evidence of masturbation, so I know he has a desire, maybe just not a desire for me. When I bring the issue up, he brings up me not cooking. Oh, petty. He knew I didn't enjoy cooking before asking me to marry him. Actually, I probably mentioned that during our first conversation. On another note, we go Dutch on all household bills.
what the hell? I mean, heck.
Although my husband makes more. We also mostly go Dutch when we go out. Oh, he also complained about me being able to house my car in a garage while he doesn't have one to park in. I really want this marriage to be successful and I'm prayerful, but I also know that I can't raise a man. Boy, y'all sound like y'all in a whole, y'all just roommates, right? Roommates, not having no
What?
sex, going Dutch on household bills.
Hold up.
And going Dutch when y'all go out.
Go Dutch when y'all go out.
And on the household bills.
The household bills, I mean, some people have, he paid this and she paid that. The going out and going Dutch,
but I'm
though.
still not feeling it.
That's ignorant.
Because y'all operating as separate entities at that point. No sex, Dutch on the bills, and Dutch when they go out on a date. And she complaining about not getting none, and he complaining about the fact that she don't cook. And how old are y'all?
Well, they said humping, so I'm thinking they got a little. Yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm pretty much done. Why y'all got married, though? Go ahead. Okay.
Go ahead.
Shh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead, baby.
It says, I want this marriage to be successful and I'm prayerful, but I also know that I can't raise a man. What are you praying? Because I want to know. You want it to be successful. I really wish that we could talk to the people who write these questions. So, have I ever been at a loss for words? The excuse for not having regular sex. Okay, so y'all didn't want to have premarital sex. I can understand that. Did y'all have any premarital counseling? Did y'all discuss any expectations in the marriage? You did say that you let him know probably during the first conversation that you weren't a cooker. But you not being a cooker don't have to doom the marriage because you can be a picker-upper.
And you can have food there when he get home. But if he one of them cats that want homemade meals and all that stuff, then, I mean, he got expectations that he didn't share with you. But obviously, y'all had the conversation because you told him you wasn't a cooker, but he still wanted to marry you. So, yeah, at this point, sis,
it's not even.
So my mind goes a million miles a minute because it's so many things that this could be.
Immaturity.
It can be a
selfishness, pettiness.
He can be bitter
all of the above.
He wants you to be a certain type of wife and you're not that. So because you want to have sex, he's punishing you. Or
right.
We can look at the what it could possibly be. That is somebody else. The whole Dutch going Dutch when y'all go to dinner, yeah, sweetie, I mean, you a kind-hearted woman. Cause I don't know no
Because I would have
wife.
ate and got up and walked out.
Yeah, I don't know no wife that would literally do that. I don't know nothing personally.
I mean, I know sometimes we'll play and like we'll go and get something to eat and I'll be like, this this on me.
Yeah.
Or something like that or whatever, but we digging from the same pot.
Yeah.
So like, what are y'all doing? Obviously there was no counsel before y'all got married.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are, but y'all going into this with a whole mindset of, well, actually, no, I don't think any, what's the word, expectations probably was discussed before y'all even got into this marriage. You did talk about that you told him that you didn't like to cook, but now I'm holding because you not doing what you need to do. Or, have y'all had a conversation where you've asked him, like, do you even really want to be in this marriage? Because he pleasuring himself, but won't give it to you.
Now, if he's watching porn, masturbation, when it's men on women, it does drive a wedge in between intimacy. Because if you're getting all type of fantasies by looking at videos, then you feel like once you do your you really ain't got a desire for your wife because that's not spicy enough or whatever the case is. But or vice versa. Women have the issues too. But yeah, that's a tough one. But y'all
need
just
to go
not
physically like see somebody, not just send a question. And then for you may not like to cook, but there are certain sacrifices that you make as being in, as a part of being in a marriage. You may not like to cook. Okay, well then don't try to cook, these extravagant meals that take 20 hours of preparation time. Braised beef with, homemade mashed potatoes with sour cream, and you made the sour cream from scratch. You get what I'm saying? There are easy meals that you can put together that don't require 5 million hours toiling over the stove. You can put a meal together. You can make some burgers and fries, or you can get some mashed potatoes in the bag and jazz them up a little bit, and throw a meatloaf together real fast, or bake some chicken or something like that, or whatever. So there are sacrifices that, and it sounds like you said you're prayerful. You want it to be successful, but again, we don't have his take on it. And is he willing to do the same thing? And maybe y'all go and get counsel.
Yeah.
So y'all can learn different ways and find out really what the underlying issue is. Just concerning the fact that y'all are newlyweds and not, making love or humping, as you call it. And, y'all going Dutch on these things. But again, y'all in the same household. So in essence, it's the same pot. And then we going out to eat, and then I'm having to pay for mine and you having to pay. Y'all in a whole roommate situation.
And I'll go a little deeper. So I'm turning it back on to the writer who wrote the question. So I think you need to take a look at yourself to see why you kind of accepting this in a way to try to, because this is, if you're newlyweds, you never been married, so it's brand new. But, the not having sex thing, that's probably an issue. Ain't no probably, it's an issue. And then the whole dividing the money thing down the line, to the fact that he actually wants to park his car in the garage and not have you park your car in the garage.
Oh, I skipped that part.
Yeah, so my whole thing with that is, I think you need to take an inner look into yourself and then find out why you accepting this. True. Now, it sounds like y'all Christians, so of course y'all trying to make it work by any means, with the help of God. Yeah, we don't know about him. But yeah, that is very,
it's childish.
Isolated.
Yeah, it's childish.
That's a lot of isolated stuff.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like he's trying to do it, secretly or underhand. It's like he drawing the line.
You want sex? Well, you ain't cooking.
He drawing the line. You ain't cooking, you get no sex.
Right.
And
because you ain't cooking, you gonna pay for your own food when we go out.
Yeah.
And because you ain't cooking, you ain't You gonna go half on these bills.
Yeah.
And I
have
don't
no
think it's
idea
fair
what
that you
that
got a
is.
garage to park your car in, but I don't have. What?
Yeah. So he's not, there's no security there. He's not trying to take care of you emotionally,
Right.
physically, even financially. He just wants you
Yeah.
to do your part.
Regroup,
Basically, y'all,
sis.
just like Deirdra said in the beginning, y'all are roommates.
Regroup.
So
Yeah.
that's an issue. And yeah, y'all need to go see somebody. You need to talk, have a conversation with him, ask him if he want to go talk to somebody, or have a conversation with him. And if he's not willing to communicate, then you got some decisions you got to make.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
we just being real with you
Yeah, the
because
longer
that's
you allow it, the longer you tolerate the stuff that's going on. Granted, it's more than just one person in this relationship, but the more you tolerate it, it's going to be consistent.
yeah.
Y'all know, if you never say anything, of course, absolutely, prayers is top on the list. But if you never have a conversation, if you never talk to him, if y'all never go and seek counsel and talk to somebody so they can show y'all that there's a better way.
Yeah. Or find out, if he can't conversate with you and tell him what the problem is or whatever the case is, then y'all need to go somewhere where y'all can have a conversation, have a mediator, then that stuff can get out, and then y'all can put everything on the table
Restart.
and
Right.
then start.
If both of y'all are willing. But there was obviously no premarital counseling or coaching or nothing.
So at this point now, how long did y'all newlyweds? So think about living your life with this man the next 20 years doing this. You got to open your mouth and say something.
Yeah. He
deserves to, tell you what he needs or what he wants. And, it's your responsibility to try to fill them needs, but he need to allow you to be yourself and vice versa. You deserve to, tell him what you need and want. And it's his responsibility to fill those needs and try to do the best he can until y'all find y'all rhythm to where it'll work out. But yeah, you can't live the next 10 years, 5 years like this. You can't, just like Deirdra said, if you don't say nothing, you gonna be in cruise control for the rest of your life. And then what we don't want to happen is you become a bitter woman.
Bitter old woman.
Hot with him. And then now y'all doing tit for tat. And now y'all just living y'all marriage to just do
waiting to see who
evil
gonna
stuff
outlast
to different
each
people.
other.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how she came straight off the rip too. She like, we ain't humping.
She came straight out the box. What'd you say? She came in hot.
Literally.
Okay, so we really, really hope that you get to hear the response. And in no way are we trying to, make fun or minimize your situation or what you're going through. But the reality of it is, if you do nothing now, nothing's going to change.
And he needs to know.
And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The years, the day, the minutes, the seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, gonna go right on by. Years gonna go right on by, and y'all gonna keep on because you've got into this whole routine of accepting what's not happening. So I hope that helps. We really do. Because there's no sense, and we say it all the time, it makes no sense to be in a marriage and be unhappy. Absolutely not.
And choose to be unhappy.
Right. Or accept that the other person is not putting forth the effort to give and to change or and to grow and to make sacrifices with and to be selfless with each other. Not all that dodge. Okay, next. I've been in a relationship with my partner for 4 years now. We plan to marry at the end of this year. However, he is not a family man.
I mean,
and in parentheses, it says something I desire, especially in this relationship since we plan to marry. He won't participate in any family events, outings, dinners, etc. with my family. If he does, he's complaining the entire time. I get involved with his family, no problems. I truly believe it's simply because family wasn't a priority in his upbringing. But his reasoning is he doesn't want to get involved with family matters and other people's children. Which to me is insane. It's insane to me too, sis. How do you not get involved with the family of someone you are planning to marry? I don't want to change his introverted ways, but I do wish he'd consider how important family is to me. How do we move past this? You move.
I'm listening.
That was it.
You move.
Yeah. On and away. Like, this man is clearly showing he is clearly showing you who he is. You said you've been in a relationship for 4 years now, and he's consistently done the same thing. Y'all gonna marry at the end of the year, but you already said that you desire a family man. And a man that gets married has a family now.
And if you making a decision to marry, and here's the thing, if you making a decision to marry someone who doesn't share your same future life plans and building a family and all that, what do you think gonna happen when y'all get married? He's basically telling you he's not a family man.
Right.
He ain't finna do that stuff. And then y'all actually been to events and he actually showing you. So what are you expecting to change once y'all get married?
Right.
See, this is the red flags before. If this is what you want in a man,
exactly,
and you feel like you've invested 4 years in him, so you don't, I can't really start over. I don't want to start over, this type and other. But
do you think this is going to change when you marry him?
He's
at the end of the year.
Yeah. He's showing you exactly who he is. He's being very transparent. You thank him for his honesty. But if that ain't what you want, you desire a family man. He's not a family man because he don't want family matters and he don't want to deal with other people's churn.
And so y'all going to family events, outings, or dinners with your family, that includes you getting involved with other people's kids? And the family matters? Are y'all getting together for family meetings to have a whole tussle?
But here's the thing. He's good with doing stuff with his family, but when it comes to your family, he complains the entire time. So when y'all get married, is he going to kind of pressure you to be isolated from your family? Or is he just going to have you go to family outings with your family and he just going to plan something else? See, it's a lot of red flags here. And, I know we get our hearts entangled in and, we love and we got time invested and all this other stuff. But you deserve to have someone who has the same life plans and future and want to build something that is side by side with what you want. If he's telling you it's not what you want, then getting married is not going to change his mind. He's going to be the same dude. So, yeah. I mean, you ain't married yet. And I don't know, y'all say the end of this year and it's October now. So I'm sure y'all done put some money down on some stuff if y'all plan on doing it at the end of this year. But, I would, and we're not telling you either way. We are telling you that if he's telling you who he is and he's making a line in the sand saying, this is who I am and this is not about to change. Because I got a reason why I don't want to do this. I got a reason why I don't do that and I'm not going to bend. And that's who your husband going to be. So this is your boyfriend, your fiance, and it's going to be your husband. So if he's telling you that's what he going to do, that's what he going to do. So when you get married, don't expect him to change. That's what you're going to have to live with. That's going to be you want a family man, and he's
clearly saying
he's not a family man. So I ain't got nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else. I ain't got nothing else.
That was my response after I read it, what I said.
I will say this. It's better
to learn it now.
It's better for you to lose a little bit of money now and then match up with somebody who wants the exact same things that you want than to go forth with something because you invested money, you invested 4 years in it, and the man is
Time,
not what
feelings,
he's telling you. This is not who he
and you
is.
trying to tell him, oh no, you're just an introvert. It will get better. I know it'll get better when
Yeah.
I marry him. He's telling you that it's not.
So that is our advice.
Yeah. How do you move past this? Does he want to move past it? Does
Yeah.
he want to change?
You need to
Does he want to become more interactive with your family? Yeah, because you expect him to be turned into a family man, but you getting married is not gonna do that.
Yeah. And if he's cool, and obviously if he's cool with his family and not cool with your family, then there's something there.
Well,
It's something there. Now,
right,
I don't
because
know.
it doesn't say that he has an issue with it. Said the family wasn't a priority in his upbringing, but y'all go to his family stuff and you don't have an issue with it, and he doesn't seem to have an issue with it either.
Yeah. So
There
I
you
mean,
have
it's something that can possibly he can grow out of, but it
But
has to be untaught, and then he
Right.
need to be untaught what he grew up with, and then be retaught how to be open enough to want to at least explore what you want.
Right. Yeah.
See that is
Because
it's
he
a
may not even
selfless-
want to move past it.
Yeah, it's a
He
selfless
may
thing.
he may secretly not even care for your family.
Now, one thing you ain't said. You say you like to be with your family. And I don't know if your family a little, crazy. We got crazy people in our family.
Well, she
too.
didn't say that she don't like to be with him.
Yeah, she say she
She
like
said
to be with him.
that he won't
But-
participate in any of the family
But
events, outings, and dinners.
But I definitely think you need to really think about this before you get married.
Exactly.
And we
Please
being
do.
very, very serious because
Yeah.
y'all was boyfriend and girlfriend. He knew who you was, and he's telling you who he is. Y'all fiancés now, y'all engaged. He know who you are, and he's telling you who he is. Now y'all gonna get married. It's gonna be the exact same thing, especially if it's the end of this year. So when you get married, I mean, he's letting you know what it is. So, yeah.
Blessings to you though.
Yeah.
Like for real. This last one, I'm gonna give it to you, and then I'm just gonna throw the mic on the floor. You ready?
Oh Lord. Yeah, I think.
My husband feels it's okay to say anything to me during arguments. We've been married 24 years, and the last 15 years, I've been called out of my name, put down, and degraded. Not only has he called me out of my name, but he's made rude comments about my private parts, like saying I have community P, and many, many more terrible things. I really feel like he's a narcissist because he always plays the victim with each argument. I used to stoop to his level during an argument, my way of fighting back, but never felt good about myself afterwards. So a few years ago, I made a promise to myself to still defend myself when arguing, but to be mindful of what I say. So during this time that I have been working on myself, what he says to me during each argument is getting worse. I finally snapped over the weekend and let him have it. I gave him a dose of what I have been dealing with. I called him names and I made sure to make comments about his private parts. Now he's walking around with his feelings hurt. I know it wasn't right, but how much can a person take? I've had his back and always been down for him. Even after I found out back in 2019 that he had a 15-year-old son. I've supported him the times he ain't had a job. I found him his last 3 jobs he's had. I paid the bills and made sure he has money for lunch when he doesn't have it. I've loved him hard. That's why I can't understand where the disrespect comes from. Every couple argues, but should he really be saying to me the exact things he wouldn't want a man to say to his daughters and mother? We have 4 kids, ages 10, 11, 15, and 24. Our 11-year-old is special needs and requires a lot of care. I now feel like I'm staying here to have help with the kids because the butterflies I used to have when I thought about him are now gone. Is this salvageable? Can you learn to fight fair? Sis, you said for the last 15 years Married for 24, the last 15 years, you've been called out your name, put down, and degraded. He got a 15-year-old son. So that's where it started at.
I know exactly what this is.
Oh, okay.
So
You ain't tired of fighting?
but here's the thing. Everything that he says to you has nothing to do with you.
It doesn't.
It has everything to do with him. So he feels bad about
Guilty.
himself and guilty.
Yep.
He don't know his identity and don't know his purpose. So the only way he can feel good at any time is to degrade
is to put
you.
her down.
So it's been happening for 15 years.
And the son is the son she found out about is 15 years old.
Yeah.
So you done found he done found
So
him
when
a
y'all
little
got
piece.
married, he done slipped into something.
No, they got married been married for 24 years. But for the past 15 years.
Because he done cheated.
Yes.
So he done cheated, done had a whole son, didn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when things turned.
Is it salvageable? That you have a lot of years in it, and I'm sure y'all had some great times at some point in time. But sweetie, him degrading you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with him. And if he's not willing to get help, then unfortunately, this probably what you're gonna be going through until,
if you decide to stay there, because
Yeah.
that's verbal.
That's verbal abuse.
That's verbal
That's
abuse.
mental and verbal abuse.
Yeah.
So, and
Absolutely.
I pray a covering over your mind and your spirit and your heart, because for going through that for those many years can really get your mind to think that you are what he said.
Those words. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, we pray a covering over your mind, your heart, and your soul, that that stuff never sticks to you, that it just slides off. But trust me when I say,
there's a lot of damage that's already been done.
Trust me when I say, has nothing to do with you. Has everything to do with him and how he feels about himself.
Yeah.
So he needs to step on you to feel better.
Like a man.
Yeah.
Like a great person.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
you need to get help. So
some way, even if you ain't getting help with him, you need to go get some help of your own.
Yeah. Individual counseling needs to happen, because you need to find your footing again. You need to be able to stand flat-footed and know who you are and feel good about that, and not, believing or trying to pound in, all these things about you until you believe it. Yeah, it's abuse. That is abuse.
And we don't condone no kind of.
Absolutely not.
None.
So, yeah, you get help. He needs to get help. And this need to be individually. He needs to get help, and then y'all can get couples counseling, because you need to get some stuff straight with you and realign, and he need to get some stuff straight with him. But that's him holding on to every thread he possibly can to feel like a man. That's exactly what that is.
And after all this time, 15 years of turmoil and we warring and now you trying to figure out how to fight fair?
Yeah, baby. You shouldn't listen.
No, ma'am. Don't try to find a way to make it okay.
Your marriage, you should not be fighting your spouse in your marriage. If anything, you should fight. Both of y'all should fight for your relationship in your marriage.
Right.
Not against. It's a
each
team
other.
thing. So if y'all fighting each other, then all y'all doing is tearing up and destroying y'all relationship. And if it gets to a point to where you try to mentally and cognitively think not to tear him down or not to stoop to his level, but he like pretty much dragging you in it.
Yeah.
And then you change. Yeah. Anytime you trying to evolve and grow, and somebody, you're in something, or somebody's in your circle that always, try their darnest to pull you where they at, and don't want to hear nothing positive you got to say. But yeah, that person you don't need in your life. But this right here has nothing to do with you. Him saying all the stuff he's saying to you has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with him, how he feels about himself, his manhood. He trying to find something to make himself feel like a man. So he's stepping on you to do that.
Jesus. It's a no for me.
Yeah, he's stepping on you to do that. So thank y'all for
Jesus.
asking, you know, and trusting us with these questions. Everyone who wants to send us more questions, info at momentswiththemobleys.com. Sending questions there. We got a place where they can send questions on the website? Not really. Yeah.
No,
So
just
send it to
the
info at momentswiththemobleys.com.
Hit the DM if that's the quickest way, you
Yeah.
know, you see to do it. But make sure you go to YouTube, like, and hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notifications when new episodes come out or new content is put out. We're on all forms of social media, iHeartRadio, and we're on
everything except
all
Pandora.
Of it. Right. And so we're Moments with the Mobleys on all social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Yes, but on Twitter we're Mobley Moments. That's the only difference with Twitter. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. We really, really, really just pray that the situations that we've read about tonight, that y'all do things and search out like qualified people, you know, pastors, ministers, Christian counseling, somebody that's going to give you solid and firm advice about how to make your situations better, how to proceed, whether it ends up that y'all stay together or that y'all are not together, because, you know, toxic relationships makes for, you know, you to be toxic and staying in that toxicity.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. It just digs deeper within you with a negativity and hurt and all these things and hate and anger and all that stuff just builds up in your inside. And if you stay in that environment, you become the environment.
Yeah.
And so if you're really, but again, both parties have to be willing to say, I have been horrible to you, and it's because I hated myself. Or, and you know, you as the person who may have written in, like, I realize that I've added to the, you know, demise of this relationship or whatever. I didn't do my part, but y'all got to get some healthy help.
Yeah.
Y'all help to get healthy, should I say.
Yeah. Two broken people, because y'all two broken people don't come together and make you whole.
Right.
You have to get help. And we suggest a Christian kingdom-based counselor, because you can't get help with something if you don't go to who created it. God created this, so it's supposed to. It is good, but if you two broken people and y'all together, two hurt people go basically hurt each other. Hurt people hurt people. And the last thing you want is to have a hurt person in your marriage, in your relationship, that you lay in the bed with hurting you, whether that's physically, mentally, or whatever the case is. So yeah, for all the questions we read tonight, definitely broken people, and we suggest that y'all do get counseling and get help. So it's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah.
You know, this is
and
not
getting
nothing.
Married doesn't change what's happening before marriage.
It don't magically make nothing go away. But you have to. This is not something that you go in and think everything will fall in place.
Right.
You have to. You have to be equipped. So get equipped with what you need and the tools to make sure you make this work. And get whole, get healed from your trauma and your childhood stuff, man. Because you carrying this stuff, and now you become the person that you are, and now y'all married, and now y'all trying to make something work,
right? Because
the sex good, and you fall in love, and y'all had, you know, some nice times or whatever the case is, and now I done been with him 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I done invested too much.
I might as well just go ahead and marry him.
Yeah, I might as well go ahead and marry him, and hopefully I'm going to pray and hope that he changed. Yeah, you can pray and hope that he changed, but baby, if he ain't praying and hoping he changed, it ain't going to happen.
That part. Yeah, that part.
Okay, well, on that note, we going to go ahead and get out of here. This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnny Mobley Jr. You still my wife?
And I'm the girl who say don't dress the elephant. His wife, Deirdra.
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Peace out, y'all. I don't know where she get this elephant from.
Night, y'all.
I don't know where you get that